Okay. Hi, everyone. Today is February 17th. What a week. Excellent week. Except today's drop. Otherwise, amazing. So we'll start with Bitcoin. BTC version at 6 hours. So we can focus on this one from the bottom. This is a swing. So this is a recent swing, started from 38K range up to 52K range. So amazing move. And everything like in last 3 weeks. So if in terms of percentage, this was around 36%, which is phenomenon from a Bitcoin standard point of view, because it doesn't pump like altcoins, you know that. So this 36% move is amazing. Now, so when we look at the structure, this was the first leg, consolidation. And I would say this is whole entire thing is second leg, because this consolidation is not like really teeny tiny, even in 6 hours. It's nothing. So this is not worth calling consolidation. This is upside move as well. Even on 6 hour, if you go on a higher time frame, like so one day, you can see that it's straight line. Yeah. So basically there are two legs, first and then second. So this particular this is like had to happen. This, it could have happened from here. It is happening from here. That's the only difference. It could have happened from here as well. So like consolidation like this could have happened here. But now it is happening here. So this is what I had highlighted yesterday. Though I have given the next resistance, I realized that there is sign of there is a new resistance that I could see yesterday. If you note, if you check my update on BTC analysis, and there I mentioned that it is likely to be range bound, indicating this as upper bound, and the lower bound hasn't decided because it is still dropping at this moment. So right now we cannot say lower bound is in place. This drop could extend all the way to 48K and retest this level. It could go even up to 47K range, but I would say the nature of this drop is indicating the retest could be of this range. Okay, this range. So for now, I'll just add a box. I don't want to add any level. This is indicative because it's still dropping. So my idea is to highlight when it consolidates. So right now, this is, let's say, probable destination. Now, when you look at this one, this is not deep with respect to this one or even this one. This is safe. When a warning is, I'm not going to change it. I could change it to this one. If you ask me, actually, I could change him to 44K. Let's do it. Uh, Risk level is swing point, and you will see at a higher time frame. This is, I think, below this doesn't make sense. Up to this is fine. So up to 47K range, 47, 48, excuse me, is very normal. When I say normal, it's excuse me, it remains healthy. In other words, it's kind of part of the game. If somebody is not ready with this kind of movement, then that means the person is not aware. This is likely to be the case. This at this moment, I would keep this as a scenario. Alternative scenario definitely would be a deeper level. In that case, I would con I would consider that as a dotted one, not really the not really the probable scenario at this moment. This is likely to be the probable scenario. But yeah, this much of correction is likely. In other words, this could be the range. So this is upper bound and this is lower bound. In other words, it is likely to be like this kind of a path, you know, and not necessarily this much, or it could be like something like this is for illustration. I'll remove this one. So this is likely to the scenario where what I'm indicating is this is likely to be the range and in which we could see consolidation. And this is like part of the game, remember, right? So this is consolidation zone. In other words, the depth could be this much, this much. This is my boundary, lower boundary. I have to if it breaches this one, I think I should extend up to 47K injection. Yeah. If it breaks below this, then I'll update differently because then it will be a very different game in that case. For now, I think I would stick to this range and this path. Okay. And as I said, this is totally okay sort of scenario. I mean, not even a threat at any level. So I'm not raising any risk. So you see this kind of a zigzag. This was annoying though. So if it comes down, then it will be annoying. But the risk at the trend, I don't think we have to. Warning, I'm raising it for a reason, and the reason is simple that there is no major correction. It has been going up. So someone who is interested to take advantage of the gain can plan something below this level. Planning something at this level is would be premature in my opinion. But breaking below this is clear no means it's clear risk. I would stick to this level. I would not change it because this particular low is the critical low in my point of view, the most important low at this stage. Like here, this was the most important low. This was the most important low, right, in month of September. Similarly, similarly, this low is the most important. Okay, so I would say the risk level must be remain at this level. Yeah, we should not change it. We should not change it. Okay, so now you have 1 day level detail with this is I'm just checking everything is okay. I mean you can see this one from a trend line point of view roughly. Again, this is like very rough idea what it's trying to do. Trend line, remember, is not very accurate in terms of trading. Trend line is just to visualize the pattern, visualize the boundaries. This is how that's how I use, because the trend line angle could be this much, that much. The start could be this one. The start could be and then you can align this one, which is still valid. That's why trend line is just to give you an idea that this is the consolidation. Tried to break above this trend line, failed, came down, and then hit again. It would come down, whatever level, this one, that's what. It doesn't matter if you look at this, and then goes up. When you so this consolidation could be much longer like this one and spill over to the March level, March month, I would say. And one pattern that I'm seeing at this moment is a inverted head and shoulder or inverse. So let me highlight that, which I just did actually spot it, to be honest, because I when I drew this one orange line, it became more evident to me. It became more evident to me. Um, it is at angle, so it's not going to be very clear unless I draw something like this. You see, so this is zigzag pattern which I'm just depicting, which is like this, and you cannot predict this exact path. So you have to show this with an arch, right? And this is like a midpoint. So again, this is for visualization, and this one another arch covering the right hand side. So you see this it is at angle of 20-degree angle. I hope this makes sense. And so this is what I would target. In other words, Bitcoin um, could go up, but like in a zigzag manner, like along the line, along the orange line, like this one. When I say along means it could go down, then up, touches, down, touches. It could happen, or the consolidation could happen at this level without touching and a final touch, like this one, where it went down, went up, but not touching it, went down, went up, not touching it, and then touched it, and then created this pattern. So similarly, this and two spikes or bounces, you can say, could do similar thing, right? So I think this makes sense. If I may extend this thought, and draw a line, it will be something like this. I think I should come with that one because now we are developing something new. This could be the new design where this is upper bound and this is lower bound from pattern point of view. Remember, pattern point of view. This resistance is a breakout level from horizontal from this point of rejection, right? And now we are depicting a pattern. So I hope there is no confusion. So this resistance is definitely a reference point. Okay. But when I see on one day, I could see this particular formation. And now the thing is, this formation, this potential formation or pattern cannot be confirmed at this stage unless we reach to this stage. That's the thing. Because right now I have visualized, you know, or imagine this is likely to be the case. So what if it comes down like this? Then it ruins everything and creates a very different pattern. And I'll tell you what pattern it is, but then that will confuse you. So I don't want to. So that's why if this happens, then this pattern will be broken. Why? Because then this lower line is broken, and then it will be totally different pattern. So it is like, so for an example, when you are here, I'm hiding the future, right? We are at the present. So at this moment, this is like one third, this is one third, and this is the, I mean, two third, and the remaining part is being, has to be developing. So like that. So that's why. So if this kind of a move would break this orange lower orange line, and it'll ruin the formation. In that case, it will be very different formation, which I'll explain when it happens, if it happens. At this moment, I would like to stick to this pattern. And yeah. So what does it mean? It means, by the way, just a clarification. When I said this, this is also possible. Okay, this is also possible. Here the idea is not try to say what are the lows here or what are the upper point, because this is whole entire thing in terms of exact path is totally unknown. This is just to get an idea that there is going to be zigzag kind of a pattern here. That's the whole idea, and this is potentially a lower bound, the 48, so 47K range I mentioned, but because of this nature and the angle of the pattern, it could go in 46K range as well. If this is realized, that's why I said we have to see how it is forming. If this pattern is realized, then we can know that this is the boundary and this is the upper boundary. In fact, in that case, R6 is not likely to be like a straight line like this one, but likely to be like an R-shaped target where it will just swing around and then hit it, unlike a straight move on the upside. Now, of course, the alternative scenario, which is the the most preferred scenario from a trader point of view, would be not going all the way down, but then going up like this, something like this. But I would keep that as dotted line, because for now I'm aiming more towards this one, which includes consolidation and then upside move. And this dotted line is a wishful scenario, I would say, because everybody would like to see a couple of days of downtime and then up. Nobody would like to see this one where it goes on for next couple of weeks or even 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Nobody would like that. But that's something we have to see. Like from a technical analysis point of view, this is what we do, that try to identify resistance, then identify the pattern, identify the boundary, and then identify potential paths, and then try to see which path is most probable. And if there is any invalidation, we try to see, okay, if it is invalidated, what exactly it's trying to do next. So this is the approach. And this approach is pretty good in a way that we are not setting any pattern and assuming that this is going to happen. So we do recognize there is a pattern, but we are open and we have a condition that where it will invalidate. So there are 2 points of invalidation. One, if it breaks above this one upper line like this, then this pattern will be invalidated. Second invalidation, as I said, if it breaches this line, orange line, lower one, then this pattern will be invalidated. So as long as it doesn't break above this horizontal line, I would say, or in that case, this is very close, and the lower, upper and lower, then we could say that this pattern is in progress. So yeah, so that's, I think that's a fair assumption or understanding in terms of what we are trying to um, achieve here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. I'm just trying to see if I need to add anything. I don't think so. I think this is fair enough and good enough, I think. Okay. So now you have two potential invalidation scenarios, this one, and I'm not drawing this one at this moment. Okay. And this is, I'm focusing on this one because of this pattern, and also because the way it is been going up. There's another reason, which is the reference data that we track. You know that DXY is not giving up, and that's a potential point of concern, not a threat, but something we have to see how it how it how it behaves. But the good thing is Bitcoin has been ignoring DXY. I mean, it is not following, and we have discussed about this, that if anyone is expecting that the DXY is up today or down today, then BTC is going to take inverse move. That's a wrong understanding. What is important is that there are key levels on DXY, support and resistance. If those supports and resistance are broken, then you will see significant difference on, because the algos would know. Algos are not going to try to depict or react on each and every day move. They're not silly. They know. They would also have their, of course we don't know that. It's our attempt to identify that level. We would never know how they'll behave, but based on experience and the technical analysis methodology, we try to assess that how they would react, when they'll react, in terms of what level. So that's an attempt, always an attempt. Every time there is an attempt, if we, and we when we succeed, we cheer. And in case if we fail to identify, then we'll try to find out what happened and what might be the next. In historically so far, there is no major surprises in terms of major point of rejection or bounce or support, as you know. So far so good. And I think one of the reasons why we are not setting anything in stone, and keeping our patterns based on conditions, not something like, fix it. It's going to be like 100K, it's going to be new all-time high, or it's going to be 10K and whatever. We don't we don't state and stick to those kind of statements. We are saying, okay, it is making progress and it is good as long as this. So we always have the current direction is in mind, and then a condition which could invalidate that particular move or direction. And this is the best, I would say, pragmatic and realistic approach. And that's why we have better understanding in terms of what is happening, because what we don't know is the future event. Tomorrow something could happen in the market because of anything. We don't know that. And that could change everything. So we are trying to be open here. Right. So if I think this is good enough, um, you can always ask me if you need to know more. Let's look at it weekly now. Okay, so this is broken above. We know that this is like broken. Week hasn't ended. So let's see how it does. The Yeah, tomorrow week ends. So this, if it retraces, then it can be an attempt, not a clear breakout. So that's something we have to see. At this moment, I would not I would not draw anything down, because if you look at this range is 47K range. So I would just keep this particular band as it is. I don't want to change this one. So this is like, maybe I would just cover 46K range, a tiny adjustment, as you could see, which will indicate this could be within the range. Here the price is not important. Here what we are trying to achieve is the layers, because that's what matters when you track the trend on a weekly. On a weekly, it's not about exact price. It's about the trend. The focus is to trend. Which one? This one, right? And you see the white line is depicting the larger pattern. Let me show you that one, because it was shown earlier. So this is ugly head and shoulder. By the way, don't want to scare you, but it's my job. So if this is broken, this head and shoulder will break. Means the pattern will break, means then we'll simply remove it. So let's say if it touches this one, then we have to remove this. So extension of this pattern is this. And then this becomes the neckline, the magical line that I say is that becomes the neckline. And in that case, there can be a bounce and then a breakdown, a huge breakdown. But that's something I'm not drawing this one. I'm not drawing this one at this moment, right? When I would draw only if this is broken, if this range, if the orange is broken, then this is over. The game is over. Probability point of view, probability point of view. But that is far away, right? And at this moment, we don't have to think about it. This unthinkable could happen, as I always mention. There are only two risks. I'll keep repeating in my point of view. Technically, I am already mentioned if this level is broken, then there is risk, right? 38K range. And if this is orange zone is broken, then there is like highest probable scenario where not just breaking this. So this particular range is important from this particular wave point of view. Let me clarify. Otherwise, you will say what he's trying to tell us. So this blue one is important one from this particular wave point of view. Okay. This orange one is important for whole entire pattern point of view, right? So you can say that if this is broken, then this particular wave is at risk. If this is broken, orange, which is 31K, then whole entire pattern could collapse where once it lands here. Because once it lands here, there is very low probability, almost very low probability for its survival. Again, from a technical point of view. Okay, in that case, I'm just extending. And in that case, unthinkable could happen. And fundamental point of view, only two things I could see. One is inflation goes out of control, and second, Craig winning the case, whether you like it or not. So these are only two probable scenarios. One outcome of Craig will come to know in March next month by third week, so that we'll have clarity on that. Then only inflation related risk remains. Otherwise, this is likely to continue on the upside, right? As it is moving. So there's no so the white arrow stops here. You know what? Because the white arrow doesn't go all the way here. Remember this, I'm not extending this pattern saying it could be from here and double top and all. I don't want that, because if it reaches here, I'll tell you, then there is a bigger pattern which I had posted, very bullish pattern, which I'll show you. In that case, there is going to be a huge inverted head and shoulder. Right now, like this. I hope you see where it could retest and then goes up. This retest could go. See the I'm making sense here. Like this, something like this. So this is left shoulder, this is middle, the head, and then the right, and then a breakout. We have to fine tune. Don't stick to this one because this pattern is nowhere near by that. But this is a bullish pattern. So I have explained the bearish one, where these two levels or ranges are important, and the bullish one, which is the current one, where it continue to progress. Of course, you can imagine that there is going to be resistance here, some kind of a drop. I'm not capturing this because this is more about the bigger pattern. I'm not showing any retracement here. Okay. I'm just simply, so this could be like this actually, angle could be this. It's very hard to figure out angle at this moment, to be honest. But this is likely to be the case. So if it extends, then it'll extend next year, and then something like this. But I don't want to do this. At this moment, this is likely to do case. So you can say the range would be around 90K. It could, if it reaches early, then it is still 90K. I have to see the angle. Yeah, angle could be this. So 85, 90K is something. I have to make sure that doesn't, and I don't want to go beyond, to be honest, like this. I don't want to do it. I want to, because this is my checkpoint, this is my checkpoint, this is my checkpoint, this is my checkpoint. Because what if this something crazy happens? I don't know. So I want to keep it like this. And then this. So this is, I think, fair enough, because at least you will get this 1 year of horizon. Like this is more than enough to see that this is like, say, June of this year, mid year, and then correction, and then potential bounce. These are checkpoints. So from a weekly point of view, if I have to summarize, this is in progress. Okay. So if this continues, it hits this, retraces, hits this one around June time, 1 month here or there, plus minus 1 month, and then retraces again. This is a range, right? And it could go deeper as well. It could go like this as well, which is the same thing. So maybe I'll just do it like this, and then goes up sometime next year, or in January, so something like this, and then we'll see. And this is like 1 year of time frame that you have now. I mean, duration that you have in front, right? And bearish one, as I said, in just in case, if this blue zone, which is 30, which is like 38K range, if this is broken, then that's a first warning, and this is the ultimate warning. And then this, if this is broken, then it's a reality. Yeah. So this is my summary, I would say weekly, which is a macro trend point of view. This is what I would consider. I hope this makes sense and gives you some idea. Again, we are not thinking about downside. Remember, again, my weightage is on this yellow dotted line. Remember, okay, and this pattern. I must make it dotted actually, because this is too much in the future. Right? So far so good. And I'm not drawing anything downside. Remember, like this. Okay, but we have to, if the situation change. At this moment, we don't need to. This is how it looks like. Okay, so this is overall scenario, right? For Bitcoin, I have this. This is clear. Let's look at DXY. This is a culprit. This is culprit. I mean, this is not giving up. However, this is like little bit resistance, and the scenario is like this. It retraces and goes down. When it goes down, as I mentioned last time, it must break this one. If it doesn't break this one, it is not good enough. It is not good enough. It's not good enough. So it has to break this one. So basically, we want this blue line, a blue path to be followed. So this is happy scenario, no doubt. And also this is going to be, yeah, happy scenario like this. This is challenging time. And then what is the bad time? Like this is May, June. Oh, you know what? Very interestingly, that also coincides with our June timeline, which I've mentioned in the weekly. If you look at this one, I'm just drawing the midline here. Maybe I should use a different color. You see the midline of this channel, which where the white is the lower, orange is the upper, the sign line, it becomes the midline, and then it touches this arch. This is the potential path. The red path is the baseline path. Okay, means the bearish baseline path. The purple one is indicating the zigzag manner, which is the same thing. This is purple and the red is same. Only depiction is I wanted to show how it might move. That's the only difference. And in that case, if you look at this one, this is also around May end, and this is like May and June area. So if this happens, then we can say that the pressure is back. And if it moves up, remember, then if you remember, you can go back to the video and see. Then that particular BTC could be around 80-90K range in that case by June, let's say. And in that case, if it continues, then it will go down and just lower level, and not necessarily this goes up all the way up, but we will say breakout. So this breakout can bring down BTC from 80-90K range. So let me show you again, just for so this particular move and this one I'm talking about from June, when it comes down is when this DXY goes up from here on, June onwards. This is my macro analysis, right? And many things could change in between. So this is the present scenario, and we have to tweak as situation change. If situation changes, at this moment, this is what I'm visualizing. Okay. So I think this is more logical. And the good thing is the DXY and BTC is actually in line with the timeline. So we are expecting this to go down. So BTC could be range bound and then goes up. So this zigzag pattern could evolve, and in that case, BTC would go down and up and up, but eventually go up. And then yeah. So one thing if you're interested, let me zoom out. See, if you look at the long term, let me hide all the drawings. The DXY the trend is up. So very important point to be noted. If you think from a overall trend point of view, DXY has been going up since 2011. Okay. So it doesn't mean that the stock market has been going down since 2011. This is a very important point to be noted. Okay. This from education point of view. What is important is the overall wave is not important. The overall wave is this, which is this is the overall swing, right? 2011 was the bottom for DXY, and since then it has been moving up. What you have to focus, if you are a student of TA, you are supposed to focus. This is not for traders. Okay, this particular segment that I'm talking about is more for those who are very enthusiastic about like TA stuff and trying to understand DXY relationship, that from my point of view. So we say that the DXY and the overall stock market and Bitcoin is inverse, but remember, it is inverse only for the segments, not for overall trend. Remember, so this is overall trend which is going up. So if you think from this point of view, everything should have gone down, but it's not. So because it is not about the overall trend, but it is about this segments. When I say this is the segment, this is downside, this is upside, consolidation, downside, upside, downside, upside, downside. These are the segments, and the cycles are aligned with these segments. So what is interesting is, what does it mean that when DXY segment or subsection or subwave goes down, BTC goes up. When the DXY moves up, BTC goes down, but not in proportion. Means there is a net gain. Means it definitely moves inversely, but the downside move is not deeper compared to upside move. You see, so so even if there is a bear market, there is net gain. And because of the net gain, what you see in last 15 years, there is uptrend for BTC. So you get my point. Both these charts are trending up. Okay. If you think from, let's say, last 12 years, right? Since 2012. But the difference is because of the reason I mentioned, that there is net gain uh, within that each cycle from BTC point of view. That's why BTC overall trend is also up since 2011. It is like here we have limited data. Um, yeah, this one has everything. So yeah, so there is net gain because there are cycles, but this bear market is always shorter than the long bull market and also in terms of the price range. That's why there is net gain on both the charts. So when you track, you have to track the segments. I hope this makes clear and help you understand. So now if you look at this segment where the BTC was in under pressure, this is consolidation where BTC is pumping. So if DXY goes crazy and goes up like this, then it is going to pull down BTC. But remember, BTC would have gone up during this consolidation. So even if it pulls down, it's not pulling down to 15K. I hope this makes sense. Okay. So this was 15K for BTC. So even if it reaches here, the BTC is not going to be 15K, not because of DXY. It could go to 15K for different reason, not because of DXY. So I hope this makes sense. So this is how I see their relationship. Okay. So don't be so sensitive about DXY. It is important, and that's why we track, but don't be so sensitive. Okay. Um, bonds are recovering, which is a point of which indicates that there is pressure on the market. Like there is anxiety within the market. It's progressing. But yeah, I mean, not that. If it tries to go up, this one is critical. This one is critical. 4.6% is critical, I believe. Hmm. Anyways, so that's reference data. Let's look at dominance. So the dominance, okay, so it has touched the resistance again, and I believe this is a potential top for the dominance. I'm not saying reversal. Remember, this could be top in terms of like correction where it could follow this one, but this is a point of decision. Like this was a point of rejection where it went deeper. It is possible the pattern could be like this. Today I'm in mood of patterns. Don't ask me the name of the pattern because I don't think these are some weird. You can name it. I don't care about the names, to be honest. I mean, this is like the so up. It's, you see, this is how it, and this is how it is. But this could go down further also. It's not that. So we don't want to think about a lot, to be honest. Here, this is far fetched. So at this moment, I'm not thinking about this. Okay. This is likely to be the scenario. Hmm. This is likely to be the scenario. Okay. Very interesting. Uh, Hmm. You're not bored today. Okay. So this is a decision point likely to be for dominance. And in this phase, that means this is where the altcoin should get boost, right? BTC has run. It doesn't mean the BTC is crashing, but the alts would get some liquidity, I won't believe, right? And then we should that liquidity will bring down dominance like this. And this is likely to be the pattern at this moment. And that will be the happy scenario for those who are holding altcoins, right? Yes. Okay, because BTC didn't allow majority of the coins to flourish. So probably this is the time for them to flourish, I believe. Okay, now that's it. So now we should go to our alt business, I mean altcoins. So APT is making move. You see, there are multiple trials, but I don't care. This is like going up. You see, this is up. This is very noisy. But that's why I have added this path because then it's simple. It's going to be very, it's very sensitive. BSV, it's just over here, and this coin is just for until March, and I would say um because there's no otherwise there's no reason. If it pumps a lot, despite of the case result, then we'll see then as an independent coin, but the main reason, it's we are going to keep until the trial ends. Okay, so Doge is trying to go up, right? Last two candles showing green. Of course, this is the path and huge consolidation which is happening, which I mentioned. This becomes the breakout zone, the whole entire thing. So there's nothing new that I would add here. I'll move on to the next one. ETH is making progress. R4 is given to you. FET is on move now, which is perfect. This is what, remember we talked about. This is a retest and then breaking above. So this is perfect. The angle has changed because of this little retracement, and we can say this kind of, no, it doesn't make any difference. This is a delay. When you see this kind of retest, it delays, adds delays, but doesn't change anything fundamentally. The file coin, I would like to see that there is, look at this touch. It's a beautiful touch. I like that. You see? Um, so it wants to go up, and and then basically it's so simple. This particular pennant that you see, a symmetrical triangle, then it should break the symmetrical triangle. The green line and orange line is making the symmetrical triangle. I hope you're able to visualize this green line, this green line, and this orange line is making the triangle. Okay. So it wants to break above. Once it breaks above, comes here, we'll remove these lines. In fact, this is not needed as well. But for now, we'll keep it. And in that case, it has to break above. And once it breaks above, then we can say its uptrend begins. This is more like consolidation. This is not uptrend by any means. But once it breaks above this one, the uptrend begins. Which is so this is very encouraging. FTM is, see, following this arch, right? So it's recovering, which is good because then it is basically forming pattern and we have to keep adjusting a little. There is no change in the pattern. It's just timing that we are adjusting because when the pattern expands, we have to adjust. That's it. There's no other change. So this is sideway movement, INJ, and it could continue for a little long, I believe. So at this moment, we can say this is dormant. Okay, this is dormant. It neither crashing nor breaking about. So this is dormant, silent, accumulating energy. If you want to say that, you can say that. As is a move. Look at that, a new high approaching our one. Amazing. This is what we're talking about. Breakout, amazing breakout, making upside move. Perfect. Link has retested R4 after an R5 is given to you. There's nothing more to add when things are good. This is good. Matic is on move. Matic is breaking above. That's good. RNDR is breaking above, right? On move, as you could see, it has broken above R2 clearly. There were multiple attempts here, multiple attempts here. Now it's breaking above, approaching R3. What should I say? It's good. This is also following this one. Rune. There's some retracement, but it's a tiny one. Nothing much. But the reason why I have this box means it could take this much time. So the angle could be this. So again, uh, it could take time. I'll give R5 later on. No need to hurry. SOL is about $100. This is consolidation. If it, yeah, so yeah, for now I'll just keep this one, but I'll have to see if it can create another pattern where it could extend this consolidation like this one, but I'm not so sure because it hasn't indicated. So it could break above from here. If not, then it could take whole entire March for it to go for the R8 or whatever is the next, right? R8 next logically. So this could consolidate even longer like this. It may not go up right away. We'll track it. TIA is consolidating. Again, it's above R3, which is good. So far so good. So as you could see, FET is on move, Filecoin is on move, CAS is on move, Link is on move, RNDR is on move, and I think Matic is on move, which so you I think you got it. So you can watch my video again and try to see how I'm describing, and from my description you will know what I'm trying to say. So that's it. I think there's no need to spend more time because mm, yeah, we have looked at the dominance, we have looked at the BTC in very in depth, all different time frames, So I think we have good understanding. Today we have looked at the XY relationship, broader point of view, right? So I believe I covered a lot today, and I don't think any other important topics are missing from an analysis point of view. So that's it then. We'll see you next week then. Bye for now. Thanks.